When you think of ancient Egypt, what comes to mind? Towering pyramids, golden pharaohs, and a civilization that lasted for millennia. But there's another image that often comes with it: countless slaves toiling under the desert sun. Today we're going to unravel the truth about slavery in ancient Egypt, and you might be surprised by what we find. Let's get one thing straight. Slavery did exist in ancient Egypt. However, it wasn't the backbone of their economy. And it certainly wasn't based on race, unlike the systems we're more familiar with from recent history. So, who were these enslaved people? Most were prisoners captured during military campaigns in places like Nubia, Libya, and the Near East. Others found themselves enslaved because of debt or as a punishment for crimes, but this was often for a limited period. What's fascinating is that Egyptian slaves actually had some legal rights. They could own personal property, get married, and even earn wages in some cases. Many were eventually freed and could blend back into society. Their day-to-day lives varied dramatically depending on their role. Some worked as household servants for wealthy families, while others were assigned to temples, farms, or workshops. The absolute worst conditions were reserved for those sent to the mines and quarries where life was brutal and short. Now for the biggest myth of all, did slaves build the pyramids? The answer, according to decades of archaeological evidence, is a resounding no. The pyramids were constructed by skilled, paid laborers and a system of seasonal workers. These were ordinary Egyptian citizens fulfilling a labor tax known as corvée labor. They were housed, fed, and even received medical care from the state. We found their tombs near the pyramids, filled with inscriptions that show they were proud of their work. So, while slavery was a part of ancient Egyptian society, it was on a much smaller scale than often portrayed. It existed alongside other labor systems within a society that was deeply hierarchical and centered around the authority of the pharaoh. By looking past the myths, we uncover a civilization that was far more complex and nuanced than the legends suggest. It was a world where power, labor, and the struggle for survival were woven together in a way that continues to fascinate us today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos just like this. See you next time.